Right, so today I want to talk about the issues that have occurred in town. I went with two friends, new friends, to Hollywood Bowl and to Bosweller's cafe. Right, I'm going to cut all my problems out because it's been quite an irritating day. I've had about 30 people give me remarks or threats. Anything from smashing me out to knifing me to injecting me with whatever, and to breaking in and to kicking my head around like a rugby ball, to smashing me to pieces, to smashing my spine up, to putting me in a wheelchair, to breaking my ribs, to this and that basically. Well, this is a bit of a disappointment for some of these people because there were 7 people that were acting very unusual, and these 7 people definitely fancied their children because all of these 7 people, by the way, gave me a threat of what I just mentioned, or to shoot me dead. Well, these are mostly bearded people, rough types of people, all of them. Some of them like a really sort of nasty, sort of hard, fucking tough nuts that are not the type to mess about with. And yes, even those people are looking at their children like they fancy them, and I can see this plain and simple. They definitely fancied their children, and I'm not making this up. So one of them gave me a threat, one of those threats I just mentioned, or a couple of those threats in the same threat, and he was looking very sheepish at his girl child, who's about 8, and he didn't know where to put himself after he made the threat. Yet he's a hard person. He had a baseball cap on, he had hard gangster clothing, and he was on his own with his child. So and when he gave me a look after he was looking sheepish to his girl, he gave me that devious look like he was going to bash me to pieces. So that annoyed me. The second person, he looked away from me, and this is interesting because the boy, who's aged about 10, was saying that his father fucked him last night, and saying, "Why are you starting on me?" And he told his boy that it was a dream that he had, and said, "I'm not strange at all," and he basically messed up. The third person threatened to break my legs, and they were talking about being in a relationship and having sex at the age of 15, and again, he was a rough person. He was about 30. He's the sort of person that's into his hip hop or whatever, and that annoyed me as well. The 4th to the 7th person were acting a bit odd, or they were trying to change their appearance, acting hard, giving that devious look. But when it came to looking at their children were looking at them or whatever, they were acting very unusual, and the behaviour pattern was, I'm going to be hard, I'm going to pretend to be hard, and pretend that I don't fancy the children. So that's what he was doing, or these people were doing, when it came to the 4th to the 7th person. So all in all, it appears to me that all these people out there fancy children, as simple as that. So I'm very annoyed by this, because these people are threatening to get people to shoot me down, to do this and to do that, and yet they're sexually attracted to their children, and also other people's children. So yeah, not very happy about this. And obviously I'm not happy about Jesus Christ either, because Jesus Christ got into a sexual relationship with Mary Magdalene when she was 9 years of age. Mary Magdalene was a child prostitute that Jesus cleansed of 7 sins. I think Jesus was aged 28 when Jesus Christ got in a sexual relationship with this Mary Magdalene prostitute aged 9, so there's a massive age gap, and obviously Jesus Christ would have been a man in his 20s when he had sex with his 9-year-old Mary Magdalene. Jesus also had 2 children. I'm not quite sure what the reason is why Jesus Christ was crucified, but that's the case. Obviously they can't put that information in the Bible, but there are a few things that have got through into the Bible which explain that Jesus is a bit funny. I'm trying to think what the verses are. Let me just get the paper a minute, because I do know what the verses are. One's in Matthew and one's in Mark, so I think I might have one in the bag. Hang on a second. I've got a card, you see, of this on it. So the one of the verses is in Matthew chapter 19, verse 13 to 17. It can be read in the Message Bible, the NIV, the King James, or whatever else. And then obviously the other verse is in Mark 10, verse 13 to 16. And also in Hebrews 13:8. So that's chapter 13, verse 8. It says, Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever. So you've got all these people covering up their guiltiness of fancying children who are rough people. Some of these people are teenagers, by the way, but you've got to take into account these people can be as young as 14 or whatever, and they're in sexual relationships with a child, and they've got the nerve to come up to me and threaten to bash me across the head, or to do this or to do that, claiming I'm a sicko, and yet they're in a sexual relationship with a child. The other thing I want to mention is, when it comes to looking at people my age, or even just a bit younger than my age, these rough people are actually looking away at these people as if they can't stand the look of people my age, or a bit older, or even a bit younger. And all of these people that are making these threats are in sexual relationships with sexual women under the age of 40. So it appears to me that it's quite normal that everyone's got a paedophilia problem, yet their guiltiness is coming back at me with these absolute nasty tempered threats being shouted, fired at me, or said as remarks. And yet today they've been messing up. So it's plain and simple that everyone's funny. So I just wanted to mention that.